Hi,
Yes.
Michelle. Do I keep it in vertical mode or horizontal? What do you want?
How do you like it? Should I? Okay, I'm going to move the screen. Guys, I'm going to move the screen, okay? Because you get a better view like this. So we're going to go right here, and here she is. So,
Hi.
friends, family, gentlemen, and all of you there, this beautiful girl that we see here is none other than Aunty Maggie herself. Did you ever imagine that auntie, the look, the arms, the belly, the bums, and all of that into this beautiful woman here, none other than Rozzlin Pereira? Like I said, she's an actor, she's an MC, she's a host, she's a TV presenter, she's a script writer, and the list goes on. But she's none other than this beautiful, humble, lovely girl by the name of Rozzlin. Rozzlin, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for that mega introduction, Michelle. I just want to say, I don't know about this. I mean, I think that the contrast between Aunty Maggie and me is what makes it so, wow, Roz is looking so nice. It's because I look so crazy as Aunty Maggie that, the whole contrast works in my favor. So now everyone's like, oh, wow, you don't look like that. You look like this. And suddenly I look a little better than I actually look in people's eyes because they expect Aunty Maggie with her jiggly belly and her jiggle bum, which we all love. And I'll get there someday, but not just yet.
Oh, I don't hope that for you, because like you rightly said, you're an absolutely adorable person. Even, I mean, yes, you're truly right there where you said we don't expect Auntie Maggie to be like this. And so many people who I sent this email to came back to me saying, really? Is this her picture? Is this her picture? Yes, guys, this is the real Auntie Maggie, and here we are presenting to you for the first time as Rozzlin Pereira. So I'm going to dive straight into my questions, Rozzlin, because there's so much that I need to ask you today and so much that our viewers want to know about you, okay? Tell us some of the things that you do other than being Auntie Maggie.
So Aunty Maggie is actually the latest development. I've been on stage my whole life. Pretty much since the time I saw a stage, I wanted to be on it. And that was my big thing. And luckily, my family was like, just put her on the stage. Just get her on the stage. She'll stop harassing us, because I was one of those extra enthusiastic about everything competitive in a performing arts space. So I got on stage in elocution competitions and dance competitions, and everything under the creative umbrella is what I've made my life. So while I did it while I was growing up in school, and at that time, when academics was the focus, a lot of teachers were like, oh my God, how do we pin this? It was like, how do we solve the problem of a Rozzlin? How do we catch this girl and pin her down? So it was a problem back then. But luckily, I had very broad-minded parents and a family that was like, this is your calling. This is who you are. So just do it because we want to see you happy all the time. So luckily, I kept taking their word for it, and I went out and did it. So while I did work in the corporate arena, but again, all creative. Radio Mirchi, I was a producer, promoter, all of those things, creating interstitials, promos for the channel Radio Mirchi. So I had a blast when I was working there because I met a bunch of cool creative people. So I learned, again, a lot of things on the job. But then I went front of camera. I did a TV show called Sanya, which was a English show. So I was speaking Hindi on camera for the first time, and it was very daunting, but it was a lot of fun. I've been a professional dancer in college. I did backup vocals for Colonial Cousins, and I traveled with them to Malaysia, Dubai. Same with the dance. So I got to, my mother just kept saying, look at this. You get to travel, you get to make some money, just have fun, And that's what I had. I made a career out of having fun. And I'm still having fun. So
that is so cool.
Yeah. Sorry. I was just telling you the rest of it because, the thing is, I do so many things. I've done a little bit of everything. There's also theater, and I'm very proud of this. That's why I was like, let me just tell her about that bit as well. there's a theater and I write my own plays. So I'm very proud of the fact that, there is a writer in me as well. It's one thing to be a performer, but when you can create your own content, which is what happened with Maggie as well. So there's that as well. And I got to work with the likes of Sunil Shanbag, and he's just the best person on the planet to work with. So I got lucky there. It was a beautiful production, music, dance, color, grand sets, and I was the lead, Loretta. So it was just magic, each and every time I got to do that role. I just was so happy, and it was like a lively, happy, larger than life kind of sweet character as well. So there's all of these little things that I do. And then Maggie.
Wow. Wow, I think that's like adorning so many different hats and doing it so perfectly well. I think, Rozzlin, I can see the energy and the vibe in your smile and in your character that brings about this loving character that everyone's here to watch today, Rozzlin Pereira, the actual Aunty Maggie. So tell us, how have you, this is a complete diverse character of Aunty Maggie and what you are. How did this transformation happen, and how did you think of this character, and how did this whole thing come about?
Okay, so actually this kind of character is very common, and in a lot of plays they always love to, especially in our local talent contest, a lot of people always kind of came out and did the exaggerated, stereotypical, if you will, Catholic auntie with the Watmans and all of that. And at that time I was writing plays, and I stayed very clear of that kind of representation of Catholics, because I was a bit anti that. I was like, 1 minute, we don't all speak like this. Why is every play, kind of projecting us in this way where we don't speak English and don't have a command of the language? And but I kind of missed a larger plot there, which is what I found in Aunty Maggie eventually. It was that there's something endearing about these little quirks within each community, whether you're a Gujarati, whether you're a Catholic, whether you're a Punjabi. Each community has these little quirks and ways of talking and things that they say, whether it's so when I did do this, and I'm going to tell you in a bit how it came about, because like I said, my mind was not skewed towards doing anything in this arena. In fact, I wanted to do everything to project Catholics in a much more urban, upmarket, very classy way. And so sometimes life has a way of coming in and just kind of changing your plans and saying, hey, guess what? You can communicate through this way too. And in fact, you may touch way more lives. So here's the story. I had a play called He Says, She Says, which I wrote and directed. And this was in 2012. And I did a bit of a cameo, okay? Like just 2 minutes of this auntie character who comes on stage. It was a play about, the dynamics in relationships, the power play between men and women. And for 2 minutes, I was like, the female character played by me says, you don't believe what I'm saying. So I'm going to call, an elder on stage, and she's going to tell you that women have been dealing with these kind of men for their whole lives. And so I go backstage, I barely just put on an apron, got a duster in my hand and came back out. So I didn't have the costume on the way you see Maggie now. But I broke out into what Aunty Maggie sounds like. And I did this 2 minute bit. And after every show, the audience came to me and they used to be like, oh, we love Margaret. We just loved Margaret. You have Margaret on YouTube. And I'm sitting there going, who's Margaret? What play did they watch? Like, what are they talking about? My play was He Says, She Says. Have they sat in another theater and they come in telling me on Margaret? I had forgotten that I had said Margaret ad-libbing her name on stage. She says, she's talking about herself in the third person, and she's like, my husband says, Margaret, go and make some food or whatever. And they came backstage and they said, Margaret is really great. We loved her. So just 2 minutes of Maggie's so-called presence was born on that play, during that play. And then I still toyed with the idea, but a lot of them who were in the audience, and these are people who have written films, actors in their own right, big names, okay? I'm not a name dropper, so I'm not going to tell you who, but a lot of them said, you have to do it. And this continued from 2012 to 2015. And I just kept saying, but I don't live that life. I don't even have relatives here. I don't know how to tell you the stories of, the typical things that aunties do, because I'm not there yet. So I felt a bit like, What am I going to do? Until one fine day, I couldn't take it anymore. They all kept saying, do it, do it, do it. So I did it. And I told myself, I will tell you the stories of a sweet, endearing auntie with good values, with zero political correctness, zero care for political correctness. She's just herself. She's free. She's open. She's bubbly. And she has no insecurities or qualms about the way she looks or the way she sounds. She's going about life, and there's a certain beautifulness in that. We all need to get to that point where we can look like anything, sound like anything, and still love ourselves. And that's Aunty Maggie. And so I said, I'm going to tell you stories about this auntie in this day and age, which was 2015 when I started. And she's going to go about her day. She's going to interact with the kandawala. She's going to interact with the watchman. She's going to see young kids wearing torn jeans. She's going to have a problem with somebody littering. She's going to have a problem with the neighbors making noise on the top. She's going to be herself, and she's going to talk about things that we all can relate to. And that's how Aunty Maggie was born.
That is so fantastic. So from that little cameo that you did, and Margaret transformed into Maggie, and here we have today a very endearing, a very loving Aunty Maggie that I'm sure is going to be a household name someday. Thank you, Rozzlin, because you brought a smile to all our faces, and seniors and children alike love you for like you said, just be yourself and be politically incorrect in every sense of the word. But at the same time, people love that. You know, they love to see that openness and to do what you want to do without having to fear the consequences. So thank you so much for that. Now, tell us something. Did you create her look? How did you think of the mannerisms and the nuances of the character? How did you direct? Do you direct these episodes? Do you script write them? And how did you think that this is the way Aunty Maggie should look like? How did that come about?
Yes. So like I said, when I first put it out on the play, she didn't have any look or anything. I came out literally as myself and just went into the character, and they still liked it. But I was clear that when I get on YouTube, I have to have a kind of lovable, endearing aspect to her, whether it's through her mannerisms or whether it's through the look. So I was very clear, I want the big bum. I was very clear. I was like, she has got this gigantic bum where it's evident she has eaten sorpatel, and she's got sorpatel thighs and hips. So I was clear about that.
But in reality, you're so well toned and so fit. So it's a complete opposite.
About that. There's nothing, you see that everywhere. That I just work out for fitness purposes. But when you're putting a character out there, which one's more lovable? Ask yourself. The huggy auntie, or some chick you see every other day. So I was very clear that she has to be cuddly. Then I have various aunts and things like that who speak a certain way. So there was this aunt in Goa who my sister and I had gone to Goa, and we were staying there, and we were laughing the whole time that we were living there because she's so cute. Every time we were like, auntie, we want to go and get, we don't get fish curry that often, and yummy calamari and this and that, and we want to go and eat that. And she was like, she had the glasses on, and she would look at us through the glass, like not on through the glasses, but above the glasses. She wouldn't look at us. She would look away and talk to us. So she would go, they want to go and eat fish curry. They don't know that I make the best fish curry in town. And we used to find it so funny. We're like, why is she looking over there when she's talking to us? And she just said, they don't know Auntie Rini makes the best. Oops, I just took her name. But anyway, they said that they kept saying that, how can they not know that I make the best? And we thought it was the cutest thing on the planet. We were like, no, you make for us. We're very happy to eat your fish curry. So a couple of things. There's another auntie who used to keep saying, very good, very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. So, things like that. There was a teacher in my school who was the cutest teacher on earth. And she'd say, yeah. So Aunty Maggie has got a little bit of at least 10 different aunties. I have to say, though, her thought process and her approach to life, and this live the way you want to live, do the things you want to do, be happy with whatever you are, be happy with the things around you, be fearless, is my mom. It's all my mom. She doesn't sound or look or talk like Aunty Maggie at all, but that that spirit is my mom. So it's a combination and amalgamation of all these cutie pie aunties. And that's why I say Aunty Maggie now is a tribute to that cute auntie whose house you will go to and she will say, come Baba, have cutlets. It'll go to waste otherwise. It won't go to waste. She's just being generous and she wants you to have the cutlets, but it's so cute, right? You go to a house and she's like, have Baba, have. As long as my eyes are open, you eat. So these are the kind of aunties that have kind of come together and made our lovable Aunty Maggie a reality.
So is this, so Rozzlin, is this your real self as well? Does this Aunty Maggie character reflect your actual self, or are they two different personalities in reality?
No, I would say that it is very close to how I think, because at the end of the day, I am, to answer your second part of your question, whether I write, I write, direct, and act in all my episodes. There is no other creative influence that comes in. However, I would like to do a quick shout out to a couple of friends who were instrumental in me doing this character to begin with. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be the one making a fool of myself. I'm going to be the one putting myself out there on YouTube. You guys are saying do this, so you better help me. One of them was a photographer come DOP. His name is Abhi Kidwani. The other is my dear friend and who has been, done a lot of cameos in Aunty Maggie series as a character called Omana Kutti. Her name is Pallavi Simon. She's a very celebrated, very renowned makeup artist, and she's just my dearest friend. And both these were two of the many people who were saying you need to do it. And I was like, okay, you need to do my makeup and you need to shoot my episodes. So the first 6 months, Abhi shot it. He came everywhere, sweated in the sun, held that camera, rickshaws passing by, noise and all of that, and shot. And we used to shoot 4 episodes a day. So he would come, Pallavi would come, keep touching up. She taught me eventually how to do the makeup myself. And another shout out is to Odina Akhtar, who was so sweet. And she was like, listen, I'll get someone from my team to do your hair because, I had to pin the hair down to braid it, flatten it onto my head and then put, because there's a lot of hair to cover up and put into the, the curly hair, short hair look. So she did it for like a good year. She was helping me out. So these 3 people were instrumental in me actually getting a momentum going. And then after that, obviously you can't keep taking freebies and expecting time is money. And so I was like, guys, you've done enough and thank you so much. And so I kept going for the next 4 years and did 200 episodes. So, but yes, creatively, it's totally, completely mine.
Wow, that's fantastic. I mean, so you've gone outside, done shoots at different locations and all of that? Or do you, we see your episodes, you're doing shoots at every location. How do you manage it?
It was very difficult. Oh my God, I didn't know that it was going to be so difficult. And it was funny because I'm shooting in my house here. I was shooting in my mom's house. And, lots of it is not typically Catholic, So I was like, oh God, take these frames off from the back. Take off these pictures. And I was like, oh, now this is looking very weird over here. It doesn't look like a Catholic home. And I started paying a lot of attention to all these, trying to be this major production person. But that's not how YouTube is. And that's not how a YouTube audience expects you to be as well. They are very forgiving. Today, the content is how funny are you and how people can just put a dupatta over their head and, just draw mustache on. And if their content is good, people are consuming it. But I come from the older generation where you better do things properly. So I was like, no, And then when I would go and shoot outdoors, oh my God, I did not realize you can't shoot in half the places. You get shooed away. And I'm in this fat suit, right? So it's hot. So I'm melting. I have to remember my lines. There's guest artists. Every friend I ever have, practically every friend I ever have has been in my videos because there's 200 of them, right? So again, shout out to everyone who agreed to be in the videos. They were so adorable and all of them did a fantastic job in whatever episode I cast them in. But it was difficult, rickshaws passing by and suddenly you see this person in a costume going, and I'm not talking like Maggie when it wasn't shot, right? So I'm just going, अरे रोको यार 2 minute shoot कर रहा है shoot चालू है इधर please यार एक second because I wanted to finish and so I'm talking as myself but I look like somebody else. That was funnier in the episodes if you got to see that part. It was hilarious. But it was very difficult, but I did it because, once I commit to something, I was like, I am not missing a single Monday. People are expecting this. They want it. They're getting happiness out of it. And that's the major reward, right? People laughing, telling me that they don't feel low anymore. They had a bad week. Then they watched Maggie. Oh my God. That's when my heart melted. And slowly I morphed like into Maggie, what I want her to say and all the good values, all the messages that I keep putting out. I was like, I better live this, I better be like this. And in many ways, I always refer to her as her because she is channeling an essence of real goodness and real coolness. She's the actual cool chick. We try to be. I've put on all this makeup. I'm trying to look a certain way, but she's cool. And so I want to eventually embody the essence of what she really stands for, and I'm getting there. I think I am.
Yes, we're going to ask the audience that. But yes, I think every episode has a message. Every episode has a takeaway. And there's so much to learn, not just for us, but even the kids watching have something to learn about. So I think in that way, your episodes are bang on and spot on in terms of delivering a value to people watching. So I think it's not just entertainment, but it's like an overall package. So that's really fantastic. Tell us, what do you get out of all this? I mean, where is this going? Where are you going to take it? I mean, is it, I don't know, what do you have to say? I mean, how is this helping you or helping your career, or where are you going to take this to?
So I hadn't thought about any of that because I mean, one wants to protect their heart and protect themselves from disappointment. When I put my first episode out, I had no clue whether it would be liked. I was very afraid of how it would be received. I myself didn't know, right? It grows and you evolve as a writer, and then you start seeing which episodes are doing well and which episodes are not. Some of my favorite episodes are not the ones that are the most popular and have got the most views, and I, as a writer, I like the energy or the chemistry or the actual comedy that came out of certain episodes, and certain ones which are so typical in their script writing I have done really well. But it's for the audience to decide, right? So I didn't really think about it. I was just, with each episode, I was like, just let it go well. Let it not be rubbish. I don't want to waste people's time. Today, time is money. So if someone's going to spend 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 6 minutes watching my episode, let them have a good time. And the audience is very honest because people are behind their laptops and phones. So they tell me when they don't like something. They're like, what is this? So this was not your best week, but you can keep, you can do better next week. And they'll give me ideas and things like that. So it was very cute, and it's beautiful, the interaction between me and the audience. I was hoping that it would be bigger than it is, but I feel like people need to, it all comes down to the people who are watching you. If they're like, a lot of people are older, like you said, a lot of people are kids. So the in-between segment is like, even my generation of people is not that well versed with the share, with the comment, with the tag my friend, tag 5 friends, tag. So when you see some of the other characters, to me, some of them were, I mean, sorry, don't want to sound some of them were pretty average. And I'm like, these people are getting millions of views, and here I am putting in, so much effort. I have scripts, I have messages, I have comedy, and it's not just a rant video. I'm not just sitting there, with a drawn mustache on. There's a lot of effort. But at the end of the day, things have to go where they have to go. The biggest reward for me has been the way, the loyalty of the audience that has come on. And things that they say, like, it's all over the world, everywhere from, Lisbon, Portugal to, Toronto and Dubai and Goa and like real Germany. And so people message me and they're like, I had a really rotten week. This has happened and this tragedy has happened. But when I watch you, I forget about all of that. Many of them will write in and say, she is so fearless about the things she does and the things she's willing to learn and the things she's willing to accept her flaws. She's willing to say she doesn't know stuff. I'm applying that in my own life because, I didn't know things and I was very scared to say this. But now that I watch Maggie, I feel like I can do it. Parents have messaged me saying there's not enough of content for kids online. And when I hear that sound, because there was a typical sound that I had, tan, 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 was my opening track. So the minute the parent heard that that's what the child was watching, that's it. I'm cool. She's watching Maggie. She's going to come away with some life value. She's going to laugh a little bit. There's going to be absolutely nothing on there that I wouldn't want my child to see. And then there was this one big reward that I got, which made me happy monetarily. Jet Airways rented it for a year on, and it went on
Oh,
the app, so people could watch
oh,
Maggie for
wow.
100 episodes. Yes, so I was like, yes, finally, some monetary reward has happened here, because I mean,
Wow.
I wish that, if people shared more. It's a cycle. You share and it grows. If it grows, people come in and they go, hey, you've got a very clear cut loyal audience. It's a big number. Business only works with numbers, and my numbers are not to be considered only on YouTube. Half the YouTubers are like, who's she? But I know how loyal that fan following is. I took a 1 year sabbatical from last year to this year. I said, my final episode is 200 and I'll stop. I stopped, and I didn't lose one viewer. In fact, it grew by 2,000. I hit 8,000 last year. I have 10,000 this year on YouTube. So I'm like, these guys really love me, because normally if you leave, that's it. You start losing followers, left, right, and center. I'm like, here it's grown. So many new people have discovered the channel, and so I don't know if someone is kind out there, wants to sponsor me. Hello, hi, I'm waiting. I can make Maggie bigger, better, funnier. We can get it on television. We can, have a good time with this. Or,
Yes.
I don't know, maybe I could do, like how we had the show Kumars at 42. They had the show Kumars at 42. I could bring in the characters Bosco and Silu and do a full-on family sitcom. So that could be cool.
Wow.
But I need money. I can't do it. Till now, I've been doing it on Love and Fresh Air and all the...
Okay, absolutely. That was fantastic. Nice to know that the Jet Airway thing was really, really cool. And I hope all the airline guys are listening to this interview. And I hope many of them have you on screen before that our
Anybody with
flight
money.
seats.
Anybody with money.
So yes, you plan to televise these, because I'm sure, like you said, there are people and viewers all over the world, because the net is taking things and YouTube is all over the place. So do you think you can televise these and people can watch? Because everybody wants to watch like a Kapil Sharma today, and he's become like wow. But this is like a niche entertainment for a segment of society that people would love. So don't you think there are some higher goals to take this
I don't know
places?
about this. Sorry, Michelle. I don't know about the television part of it, because, like you just said, the keyword niche being the keyword. It's a community driven thing. We're less than 2% of the population. I haven't even tapped into that entire 2% of the population yet. They haven't discovered me. It's also because I haven't pushed a single video. Everything that has happened, whether it's 70,000 views or 10,000 subscribers on YouTube and whatever other platforms I have, has come organically. I haven't made a single business decision regarding this. I was like, I'm not spending my money. Whoever wants to watch this will watch it. But there is a science to it. When you spend money on a couple of videos, it does grow. It does get introduced to a whole new audience. I just wanted my viewers to do the work. I was like, I'm writing the scripts, I'm acting, I'm doing all this work. The least y'all can do is get me new audiences by sharing. So I never did that. But television may be a long shot, because at the end of the day, it's a niche concept and not everyone may relate to it. Even though I haven't done community content, I've done very, very broad content. But let's say they don't relate to the character. There's no reason why it can't become a digital show, because there's segmented and segregated audiences that watch specific content. So, and you have the choice to watch it when you want. So there's an NRI audience who will totally lap it up. There was it's very British in its kind of format, the sketch comedy and the way it was done. I mean, I guess I was exposed to that. So that's why it is the way it is. There's a lot of potential for it to turn into a family sitcom that maybe a segment watches. Why not? Or, why can't it become quick entertainment on YouTube, on not YouTube, on an Uber app? When you're traveling by cab, you get to watch quick, easy content. Things like that. And even if the channel grew itself, then I would have maybe a pressure cooker come in and say, hey, guess what? I may not get Lakme to come and tell Aunty Maggie to do anything, because she's like, Lakme will never want Aunty Maggie to put their products on her, but a pressure cooker could. A Maggie noodles could.
Absolutely.
And if they only understand
Absolutely.
it's not about,
of course.
Maggie noodles, 2 minutes
Of
of content,
course.
2 minutes of Maggie.
Absolutely.
Stuff like that. These are wishes.
Absolutely.
Michelle. These are wishes.
I know you've given me a brilliant idea because I'm a marketer, and I think this Aunty Maggie concept and Maggie noodles can play fantastically well. Guys, if you're listening and if you're anyways related to the corporate world, make sure you click on
Get
the
me,
site here
Maggie.
and it takes things from there. Okay. And I'm going to pitch for that. Okay. I think that
Please
was a
do.
fantastic idea.
Somebody help
That was
me.
really, really good. Yeah. Okay. So tell us something while you're on YouTube. YouTube many a times have comments and trolls that are not very pleasant, nasty comments. Are you subjected to any of these hate mails? Do you receive them, and how do you react or
So,
respond?
so before I tell you about whether I got any of that, I was most afraid of that when I started the channel. I was so scared because I don't come from this, this whole digital age. I was like, if what people tell me I'm terrible, and what if they say the content is rubbish, and I put my best out there, and what if they tell me I'm, doing a crappy job or whatever. And then I used to talk to friends, and they would be like, so what? It's part of the territory, so what? People have a right to their opinion. And that's when I made peace with it. I said, if I'm going to do this, I can't keep not doing things because of fear of some troll or some hate that I'm going to get. The minute I understood that there are various sensibilities of people who are consuming content, and I'm just doing what I think is best, then the people who enjoy it will watch it. The people who don't enjoy it will troll me. I will accept it with dignity and with respect of their opinion. I will not get into a big battle with them. And that's about it. And once I made peace with the fact that yes, I will get trolled or I will get hate, that's when I went on and I was ready for it. And unfortunately or fortunately, because the trolls also make a channel as popular as it is, I haven't got more than 0.0000002% of so like there's one of every 4 months. This wasn't that great would be as bad as it is, or this is crap. Someone will write that, and then I'll write, I'm really not trying to do the stereotypical content. This is about a larger picture. This is about a journey. This is about a story. There's a lot of messages. Why don't you watch 5 more? And if you still don't like it, I completely respect it if you don't want to watch anymore. 5 out of 10 of those people will come back saying, hey, I watched some of the episodes. Actually, it's pretty good, because I handled it with respect. And 5 of those will be like, this is still crap, and move on. And they have the right to do that. So that's how I was prepared for that. And that's how I then handled hate and trolls, right? But weirdly enough, because I come from the media industry, from the entertainment industry, a lot of my colleagues and my peers are big daddies in this arena. I've been an events person. I've worked at a radio station. I've worked, in a film company, and I've again been an artist. So I was like afraid of what more of the people that I know and what they're going to say. And I did have a couple of friends call in, some of my closest friends. Oh my God, you're better than this. Why would you put out this trash? Like, what are you trying to do? There's people doing this better than you, and you don't need to do this. And you always have people who may mean well for you because they see me and they don't feel that was the kind of content I needed to do, and they may have had my best interests at heart. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. And there are a few who probably just want to pull you down. There's always going to be people like that, right? So that was a bit hard for me. I remember I was getting irritated. I was starting to like, where do they get off? Like, I don't remember the last time I called up somebody and said, hey, this is rubbish, or why are you doing this? I'm always either encouraging or I have my lip zipped. I respect artists for even having the guts to do what they do. It's a big deal to put yourself out there, right? People are judging your inner thoughts and creativity. So yeah, I did deal with that. I had a couple of, just don't talk to me about this anymore, and I don't want to hear what you have to say, and if you don't like it, don't watch it. I did give them a bit of attitude, but eventually I realized that they too have a right to their opinion, and we're good now. A couple of them called me up and said, hey, guess what, my friends in the States are asking about it. And then they started to show off that they knew me because their friends liked it. So the very people that hated it suddenly were like, hey, but I know her really well and she's my really good friend, and la la la. So it was kind of good that turned around, and then I just let it slide and look the other way. And it pans out the way it does. The moral of the story there is, if someone's doing something creatively, hold your peace. And if you do want to give them advice, give them constructive criticism, because they're doing it anyway. What is this crap is not good advice. Hey, you could do it like this is constructive criticism. So if you're going to be a hater for the sake of it, then you're going to make a fool of yourself. Because right now I have lots of fans. They've had to stand next to me when I've had fans come up and say, I want your autograph. My daughter loves you. My mother loves you. My mother-in-law loves you. And these very friends who said that it was rubbish were sitting there and watching all of it. So it's kind of like eating humble pie, you know. So yeah.
So you tell us something about your fans. Now that you mentioned that you have a lot of fans, tell us something about what are the lovely messages that you've got, and what kind of responses you've garnered to these 200 episodes.
Oh gosh, parents will send me videos of their kids imitating me. So that is just, flattery is like the best form of, like it's the best flattery. Imitation is the best form of flattery. And I just love it when I see the kids doing the Maggie impersonation. So that's really cute. People always talk about how it makes their day. I think Maggie has a sense of her arms are wide open. She doesn't have any judgmentalism, and even if she does, she says it in such a way that you can take it in your stride, because she'd be like, what are you talking about, man? She just say whatever. And she kind of makes you feel at ease. So that's something, I don't know if Rohan's here. Rohan said she makes us all feel at ease. She doesn't make us feel uncomfortable ever. We can say anything, we can think anything, and we know that she's going to get it. Because Maggie's the kind of person, if she says something rubbish or, something wrong, she'll admit it later. She'll be like, maybe I was too hard on that person, but it's okay. I was angry. So she admits her real emotion. She doesn't try to play a goody two shoes. When she's bossy, she's bossy. When she says she's angry, So people feel like they can be angry too and have an outburst and be upset and then maybe think about it later. So I think Maggie, getting those kind of messages, the fact that mentalities are changing, thought processes. I did this whole track as myself, where I played Maggie's daughter-in-law. The character was called Millie, again after my mother. So Maggie and Millie had a different kind of dynamic in the beginning. Maggie didn't like her. So again, mother-in-laws would relate to that. Is this girl good enough for my son? Is she going to ruin his life? Look at the way she's dressed. Oh my God, she doesn't even know how to cook, and things like that. Because all mothers want the best for their sons. All daughter-in-laws would relate to it, because, here's this girl being judged by a mother-in-law, and yet she's being herself. When she said she doesn't know how to cook, she didn't say, I know, and she didn't try to pretend to be herself. So Millie was like a younger version of Maggie. And over time, in the most uncommon ways, all these things like, do you know how to cook, and will you keep a good home, and are you going to treat my son well, are all the things that you think are going to be making that relationship work. But then things like where Millie would go out of her way and help Maggie, find an artist for her husband's party, or Millie would suddenly start singing some song that Maggie knew, or she would, say, just be herself. Maggie grew to love Millie. So that whole track, again, resonated with a lot of the audience, things like that. So that's pretty much it. And I want to show you one last thing which a viewer sent to me.
Wow, that was Aunty Maggie.
This is what I got sent by a viewer from Lisbon, and I love it. And it's on my shelf, and makes me feel it. These are all these statues of Mother Mary are very from Fatima. Are very.
Yes.
They're sold a lot in Lisbon, and they have a lot of value. So this has sentimental value. So I have all kinds of fans from all over the world, and then they do sweet things like this, and then it means the world to me. So.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah. I think we're going to send you a carton full of Maggie noodles.
Please do. I love Maggie.
Okay, that's so lovely. So tell us something. Now, the lockdown has been on for 6 months, and I'm sure you've done and you have done episodes on lockdown and things like that. Do you want to say something to encourage people who are really, who are feeling frustrated, who are feeling stuck up? Anything that you want to say to cheer them up?
I want to say that that's why I brought Maggie back. I had pretty much stopped doing any videos or episodes for personal reasons. I needed to, get my attention on certain other things. But the minute the lockdown hit, I said, this is the time for Maggie to come back and bring her magic wand of being able to distract people from their problems or whatever, and or at least let them know that we're all in this together. And so I started doing the episodes all over again. This time, no cameras, no nothing, nobody to help me. Put the phone just like I have right now in front of me, propped it up, and started doing content. And in the very format that I was not fond of, rants. Just ranted into camera, hardly any scripting done. And like the videos were hitting 45,000, 70,000. I was like, all this while I have been scripting and taking all this trouble, and the ones which I'm just ranting and I'm not even, I'm just talking about whatever's on the top of my head are doing so well. So people needed it. They were home. They wanted to, distract themselves, divert their attention. And that's why I bring the entertainment that I do, to let them know they're not alone. Hang in there, guys. This will be over. This too shall pass. And just keep, doing things that you enjoy doing. See, I distract myself by doing the videos, doing content, writing, having a good time. I just got a doggy, so I'm very happy and busy with him. He's driving me nuts, but he's too cute. So you do things that just keep you busy and keep you distracted from a larger, bigger picture. And sometimes there is a silver lining to all of this. One of them being more time with the family, which I think in a city like Mumbai has not been one of our strengths. And now we can. So we should throw ourselves into a night of, board games or game night, and cooking with the kids, and just do whatever you wouldn't be able to do. Everything you said that you would do when you were working or busy or running around, you can do it now, so do it now. And that's what it is. If you don't, then you're just sitting and moping. So that's what I think. And watch all my videos over and over and over.
Absolutely. It's a command.
Really?
Okay. Speaking about family, Rozzlin, could you tell us, are you single? Are you married? Do you have kids? What is it like? I'm sure there's so many guys ask me, hey, I want to miss this episode.
Handsome boys out there who might think that I'm cute and may, hit on me when I'm out at a pub, to not do it. Now, if I tell them, then they will not come. No, I am married. I have been for 7 years. No kids, just the doggy. I live with my mom-in-law. My mom lives 7 minutes away, so I go visit her all the time. I have a sister and a brother. They have played a big role in who I am as well. I lost my father very young, though he was a performer. He was pretty much Elvis Presley at the time. He used to sing amazingly well. He was also very handsome. So when he got on stage and he performed, it was just like electric. So pretty much that's how I started, by watching your immediate mentors and, people that you look up to. It's a family of, my sister sings like a dream. She's just got a velvet voice. My brother featured in one of the videos. Even my sister featured in one of the videos. Like I said, everyone has been roped in. My brother did an episode where he was singing Elvis as well. So it's been a family of just people who they haven't pursued. My sister's a voiceover artist. My brother is into the digital media. He owns a company. But we grew up performing, listening to music, and just having a really good time. Yeah.
So all this energy and the enthusiasm that we see, it's like the bubbly nature, which it's always there. Is it always there? Is it genetic? Or is this Aunty Maggie?
It is the reason I think my husband wants to throw me from the window, because as you're talking to me and you're saying it's a good thing, I used to always tell him people would think that you're so lucky. You don't realize what you have. And he's like, 1 minute. They don't live with you. 24/7 entertainment is not as cool as it's cracked up to be. He is fed up. Like, why do you talk like you're on TV 24/7? So yes, it's pretty much like that all the time. Even when I cook like as though there is a cookery show on. So like I'm the host of the cookery show, and there's nobody in there. There's just a wall, and I'm talking to the wall going, and now you can see these gorgeous tomatoes. They're going to go. We're just going to cut them, and then we're going to throw them in. We're going to put them in and there's nobody there. I just have a good time, because in my head, I'm Nigella cooking amazing.
Wow, this is like entertainment to and fro. I hope the producers are watching you. I mean, they cannot miss a talent like this, which is like inborn. You don't have to act it out. It's all there. Absolutely. Yeah. That's so stunning. So, guys, if you're watching us, we have only 10 minutes left. We have 10 minutes left. And now in the next 5 minutes, we're going to ask this beautiful damsel to convert and transform herself into that lovely character of Auntie Maggie, who we love so much. Because if she is Maggie, we need to see that little glimpse of this butterfly transforming into that caterpillar. I don't mean caterpillar.
What?
I don't.
Maggie,
I
don't
don't
feel bad, Maggie. Okay, so I'm gonna try. I can't do the whole thing. Obviously, I won't be able to do the whole thing, but I'm gonna give you a glimpse of what goes into transforming and what I pretty much do. So the actually what I'm gonna do it right now and keep telling you as I go along. Is that fine,
Okay.
Michelle?
Yes.
So
Before that,
normally I
in
do.
case, just
Sorry.
a minute, huh? 1 minute. In case you have any questions for Auntie Maggie, anybody in the audience, if you have any questions for Auntie Maggie, this is the time you just you put it down in the comment section. Please put it down in the comment section so she can answer your questions. Anything that you want to ask, okay? While Auntie Maggie is going to do a little rap for us now, and we're going to love that because we're going to get in the next 6 or 7 minutes, we're going to go off the show. So this was for you, this beautiful Auntie Maggie, who I am so thrilled with and I enjoy. So here she goes.
So wait, I'm
Tell
not
us.
doing the rap yet, Michelle. First, I'm just going to talk them through what I do. Now, this would have been
Okay.
braids normally when I have the time, but I'm not going to do braids right now. Gosh, you all are getting to see such weird things, but at least you get to know what happens. Okay, so normally this would have been a braid and I would have pinned it. Now, let's assume that I've pinned it neatly. I'm just going to go like this for now. Oh my God, I hope this works. And
Oh yeah,
hair
it
comes
is.
on, as you can see. Okay, if it's pinned neatly and it's plaited nicely, it sits perfectly. I don't have eyeliner on for when I'm doing Maggie. Okay, and like now I've done a little contouring and all. It's the opposite. I put white on my chin to make it look like it's sagging, and you have like a nice double chin going over there. Okay, these are the typical Maggie glasses. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I do the uh-oh. Yikes, I haven't got the, but anyway, I'll still manage. So this is how I do the, I'm just going to show it to you on one side, the wrinkles on the side. So I go like this, and whatever natural lines show up, I kind of just put white on top of it. So what happens is all the creases start getting evident. Can you see the creases now? Right? So then I take this dark brown and I start drawing into the natural creases. So yes, they are my natural creases. So eventually I will morph into Maggie and hopefully not put on that much weight, but these creases will be, then I draw a line over here. Okay, I may not be doing the best job right now because I'm literally using the camera to do this. I draw a little line here to make her chin look a little bit extra round. I draw this line here. Okay, so it's the same thing on either side. Then there's lines over here, which again get accentuated. This all my friend Pallavi Simmons taught me. See, I just go like that and all the creases are evident. And then I go.
So Roslyn, we have exactly 3 minutes to go.
Oh, then you want my wrap, right? Okay. So this is pretty much what it is. Put on a gold bangle. Okay, here it is. Red lipstick.
Guys, I just want to say before we end this was a fantastic episode. We love you, Roslyn, and we wish you loads and loads of success. Look at that beautiful costume
so
there.
Much. Okay, so we're going to go out with a bit of a wrap. This is the costume. Woohoo!
Wow.
Okay, this is what it is. I would have put these earrings on, but we
this
don't have
is like
time.
the Big Mama costume.
Big
I hope
Mama,
you featured in Big Mama one day.
Okay.
Wow.
And here is the wrap. Okay, I've written it down because I wasn't sure whether I'd remember it.
Okay, here we go, guys. Let's wait for the wrap. Absolutely.
Was it Michelle is a pretty girl? And it's Michelle, my word. Now see, we ran out of time when I talk so much, he didn't get to ask me any question. Anyway, now see, doesn't matter. Thank you all for coming on the show with Michelle Gonsalvez and with Aunty Maggie. My word, man, this is too good live. And what time we're living in? Solid many of burgers. Okay, so I'm going to do a wrap for y'all because why should I do Jimmy Hope, Joanna, and Cecilia, and all the old songs. I want to do what the young people want to do. Man, what do you think of yourself, man? Okay. Ready for a rap? All everybody
Ready.
has to do. India house, they have to do. Okay. Whole week we only do time pass. Corona has come and put a bamboo on our ass. Need things to go back to normal soon, oh yes. So say a lot of prayers at Father Warner's Mass. Fed up of your patni and your sass. Need to go to work, make money fast. No movies, no parties, all plans gone for a task. So what, Aunty Maggie? What else you need, man? But
We loved your rap. We absolutely loved your rap.
Take me for that gully boy, man. They should take me out to become the rapper.
Aunty Maggie, you so rock. Absolutely. I can't believe it. I just can't believe that you transformed from year to year. Absolutely fantastic. Aunty Maggie, Rozzlin Pereira, we want to wish you all the very best. We love you. We thank you for what you do for all of us here during this lockdown and for everyone. Thank you so much for coming on to my show and for making this so special. And I'm going to hope and ensure that we see you all over the place. That's such an endearing show. Thank you very, very much.
Have a good Sunday. See you.
And we're gonna share your videos. We're gonna make sure that you have many followers. This 10,000 should become 1 million followers for you, Rozzlin.
Please.
Absolutely fantastic.
Only you guys can do that. Only you guys can do that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys. I don't know if we even had questions to take. We don't have time. Instagram is going to shut us in the next few seconds.
Write them
but
down
I think
on YouTube and we will
absolutely.
answer them. I'll answer them on that.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you, Rozzlin Pereira. This was so beautiful. We'd love to have you. We've got 27 seconds remaining and we're going to use 27 adjectives to describe you. Jiggly, bubbly, extrovertish, lovely smile, beautiful hair, and the diva of entertainment that you are. Aunty Maggie, we really loved you and we enjoyed you having on our show. Rozzlin Pereira, here's wishing you success.